Welcome to Television Sydney News. I'm Sandra SIAGIAN. It's great to have you with us. In this week's news, Borkham Hills pupils chat with Olympic athletes in London, Hugh Jackman on the Wolverine set at Cornell, and the GWS Giants coach gears up for his 1000th match. But first, radical changes proposed for the state's planning system are set to curb the role of councillors in refusing or approving developments. Planning Minister Brad Hazzard fears councillors are determining developments according to what suits their political interests, rather than on the merits of the proposal. Edansole Park Canley Vale Liberal Party branch president Andrew Nguyen was originally included on Fairfield Council's Independent Development and Assessment Committee, but the decision was later rescinded by 3 Labor councillors who were concerned that the relationship Mr Nguyen had with Liberal councillors could detract from the independence of the committee.
That surprised me. Last month, they all know I'm Liberal. Why they unanimously appointed me. Yes, and now they rescind the motion, and all the people support me last meeting now refuse me, except only one councillor, only one Liberal councillor support me.
Mr Nguyen says he deserves to be on the panel because of his building qualifications and involvement in the Cabramatta community.
I want to make the contribution to the community. I want to serve the community interests, and I want to use my experience, my skill, my qualification of 27-year experience in the building industry to serve the community. That's all. Not for money, not for fame, not for ambition, nothing. Because I'm 72 years old. You know, the time for my money is over.
The Green Paper outlines a new planning system for the state and includes the exclusion of councillors on independent development assessment committees. And Mr Nguyen agreed that councillors should not be included on these panels.
From my personal view, you know, that the member of the party, they have no real power to influence anything. Yes, yeah. If the councillor, they might, because they then can ring stop anytime they want to, and the member, even you ring stop, very hard for the staff to return your call. Maybe wait for a long time, and that's why I agree one part that the council of the major party should not involve in the independent expert panel.
Mr Nguyen will get legal advice to fight the decision made by Fairfield Council to exclude him from the committee. Up to 3,500 public sector jobs could be cut from Parramatta. The state government plans to axe 10,000 public sector jobs, and a confidential memo leaked to the Sydney Morning Herald says a third of those cuts will be from Parramatta. James Shaw from the Public Service says job cuts will have a flow-on effect to local businesses and add to Sydney's transport woes. But Parramatta MP Jeff Lee says that the job losses will be barely noticeable and will come from attrition and voluntary redundancies. The carbon tax was a hot topic when residents of the Penrith-based federal seat of Lindsay questioned Treasurer Wayne Swan at a forum organised by local MP David Bradbury. One resident told Mr Swan he believed the carbon tax had put Australian manufacturing at a disadvantage when competing with China, India and Pakistan. However, Mr Swan said it was good economics to put a price on carbon. He's the star of the blockbuster hit Wolverine, but Hugh Jackman still took time from his busy schedule Thursday morning to thank Sutherland Shire for allowing the production company 20th Century Fox to shoot scenes for the film at Bonner Point Reserve, Cornell. The actor, who was dressed and made up as his character Logan, personally thanked Mayor Carol Provan and the council for letting them close the site to create a Japanese prisoner of war camp. The mayor thinks filming Wolverine at Cornell will have a positive impact on the Shire. Jackman said he was keen to check out some of the other Shire sites and take his son to visit Captain Cook's Landing Place and Cape Solander, Cornell. Thursday was the second and final day of shooting on site at Cornell. Australia's first fountain bridge was launched in Parramatta last week. It is hoped the feature will attract more people to the foreshore of the Parramatta River. Castle Hill resident Richard James enjoyed the view with his son Joseph. He says it's a fantastic cultural attraction. Riverstone residents are fed up with Blacktown Council failing to provide the area with a skate park. Parents Jackie Dawson and Denise Hutchinson have launched a campaign to have one built at Riverstone Park or another suitable site. Mrs Dawson says she wouldn't allow her children to go to the Rudy Hills skate park for public safety reasons. Blacktown Mayor Alan Pendleton says residents will soon have the use of a skate park at Laylaw Park at a cost of $260,000. Enrolments have tripled at Annan Grove Public School since its opening more than a century ago. It may have taken 117 years, but the school in Sydney's rural northwest has grown from 25 students in 1895 to 80 in 2012. The latest addition to the school has come all the way from Dubai. The students enjoy a bush-rimmed grassy play area, complete with a sandpit, which many inner-city youngsters could envy. But they also join forces with neighbouring schools for the annual athletics carnival. Annan Grove didn't miss out on a new building in the economic stimulus package either. Those chooks have the best shed in town. Despite being one of Sydney's smallest schools, students still enjoy plenty of activities, including woodwork, cooking and bushwalking. Principal Paddy Rich is proud of his school, which will celebrate its 117th anniversary on August 21.
We've been a school in the area for about 114 years, celebrating our 114th birthday next week, which is a celebration not just for the school kids or for the teachers, but for the whole community. We're a community-based school and we have a big involvement with parents throughout all our activities. Our school is a small, unique school that really cares about the students and develop their needs. Our students love being in a small school. They know each other. We don't have any restrictions on playgrounds, so our kindergartens play in the same areas or the same games as our year sixes. We have sandpit games, we have small base activities, handball competitions. We have our tennis court where kids can play tennis or basketball. So we have a whole range of activities and our students are brilliant.
What's kind of divided?
Annan Grove Public School is a unique school because it's located along Annan Grove Road, which is a unique area in Sydney. It's semi-rural, which most of the families come from 5 acres. They have a 5-acre plot that they've lived on for some time, and we have, third or fourth generations of families and children coming through our school again.
This is the 7th school that I've been at with my children. This one's the 4th. So we've been to private schools, international schools, and public schools. And at this point in time, I'm thinking this has been the best school so far.
In an Australian first, 37 Lucky Borkham Hills pupils got to chat via video link with 2 London Olympians on Monday. Yolande Kukla, who helped Australia win its first gold medal in the 4x100 metre women's freestyle relay, and Annabelle Smith, who finished 5th in the women's 3 metre synchronised diving with Charlene Stratton, answered pre-prepared questions by the Year 5 and 6 pupils from Matthew Pearce Public School. The children were chosen to take part in the inaugural program because of their outstanding achievements in sport.
It was very exciting to meet an Olympian and basically listen to their advice and what their thoughts were. And I think I can take that into my own sport and and just not sport, it can be anything. I can just keep on striving and taking their account and use them as a role model.
The video call was organised by Telstra for 17 schools across Australia. Pupils were also encouraged to send their messages of support to our Aussie sports stars online via Telstra Hero Message Bank, which for the first time also allows people to send picture, video messages, voice and video 3G messages. More than 250 people left their car in the garage and put on running shoes to take part in the 2012 Westlink M7 Cities Marathon on the weekend. The 42-kilometre marathon ran alongside the motorway and included its first canine entrant. Port Macquarie's Mark Tucker and Miranda's Sarah Burgess won line honours. Magda Caramil and Thomas Caproach were runners-up. There will be road closures around the Sydney City Business District this Saturday for the annual City to Surf run. New A-League soccer team Western Sydney Wanderers will play the bulk of their games out of Parramatta Stadium for the next 5 years. Club bosses unveiled the tenancy agreement last week, along with the team's away strip and the announcement of major sponsor NRMA Insurance. Wanderers Executive Chairman Lyle Gorman says fans voted overwhelmingly in favour of the team being based in Parramatta, which placed them in the middle of Western Sydney. Amber Vale's Kirsten Leroy is making a name for herself in the world of Taekwondo. The 12-year-old won a gold medal at the recent ACT titles and has been crowned New South Wales champion in her age bracket for the past 2 years. Kirsten already has her black belt and has only lost a handful of her 60 fights. She hopes to represent Australia in the 2016 Olympics. Camden lawn bowler Bill Matthew has realised the dream of having his name on the club's honour board after winning the major singles club championship. Matthew won the final 31-25. Matthew works night shifts but tries to get on the bowling green as often as he can. He says he loves the sport and the friendly club and plans to have his name on the honour board again next year. Collingwood President Eddie Maguire has described Kevin Sheedy as a superstar and legend of the game on the eve of the Greater Western Sydney Giants coach's 1000th match. The GWS Giants will battle it out with Port Adelaide team on the weekend at Skoda Stadium, Sydney Olympic Park. Here's Kevin Sheedy with this week's team selection.
Hi everybody, it's Kevin Sheedy here from the great Skoda Coliseum with the changes for round 19 of the mighty Western Sydney Giants. We are bringing back two favourites under this new club, Chad Corns obviously and Dean Broger, because they're Port Adelaide fans, and why not let them see their old players playing for the Giants, which I think is very, very good. And of course we're also going to bring in young Kennedy. Matt Buntine's coming in for his first game for about, I'd say about 6 weeks. And of course the other player coming in is Stephen Cornelio. Just remember, when you get to see him playing really well, we'll be singing Cornelio. We'll sing that around the stadium in the next 5 years when he becomes an AFL superstar. So 5 changes, Corns, Brogan. Don't forget young Kennedy. We've got Cornelio, and Matt Buntine is coming in for his first match in about a month and a half. Cheers.
18-year-old Penrith resident Jessica Fox has clinched silver in the women's K1 canoe slalom event in London. Of the 7 competitors to follow Fox in Friday's final, only France's Emily Furr was able to better her blistering time of 106.51 on the Lee Valley Whitewater course. Fox, a former Blaxland student who was competing in her first Olympics, celebrated by wrapping herself in the Australian flag before being congratulated by parents Miriam and Richard. Fox said she was over the moon with her win. And finally, a young seal found a new home at North Cronulla Beach on Thursday morning. The subantarctic fur seal was spotted wandering around the sand by locals. Marine rescuers soon set up camp to ensure the seal was not disturbed. A National Parks and Wildlife spokeswoman said it was not unusual to see subantarctic fur seals at this time of year, especially after big seas. That's all the news for this week. For more information on any of these stories, pick up your local Fairfax community newspaper. I'm SANDRA, and we'll see you next time.